5,000 years ago, humanity achieved a level of dominance over the natural world that seemed permanent. From the Mediterranean to the Indus River, we engineered thriving megacities that acted as the nerve centers of the ancient world. In the Indus Valley, this reached a peak of technical precision. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro were built on sophisticated grid plans, featuring multi-story brick homes and advanced subterranean drainage systems. To the west, the Akkadian Empire consolidated the agricultural wealth of Mesopotamia, projecting its power through massive structures like the ziggurat of Ur. And in Egypt, the Old Kingdom reached its architectural zenith, mobilizing an entire nation's resources to construct the Great Pyramids at Giza. But around 4,200 years ago, this global golden age stopped. The construction ceased, the trade routes went silent, and the great cities were largely abandoned to the elements. Traditional history often blames a local invasion or a single poor leader, but these empires were separated by thousands of miles. Their synchronized collapse suggests a global culprit, a force capable of breaking three of humanity's greatest achievements at the exact same time. Solving this cold case required researchers to look past the archaeological ruins and interrogating the Earth's own climate record. The first clues emerged from caves in Iran and Iraq. As water drips from cave ceilings, it deposits minerals that build stalagmites layer by layer, creating a chronological record of annual rainfall. When scientists analyzed stalagmites from 4,200 years ago, they discovered a sudden change. Growth nearly stopped, and the remaining layers became saturated with magnesium. This chemical signature confirms the onset of a sudden, centuries-long megadrought, punctuated by intense and frequent dust storms. A second record was extracted from the floor of the Gulf of Oman, where marine sediment cores hold a pristine timeline of the wind-carried dust. This data shows an abrupt spike in dust exactly 4,200 years ago. Airborne debris hitting the ocean suddenly tripled. Isotopic signatures trace this dust to Mesopotamia. The Earth feeding the Akkadian Empire was stripped by wind and deposited in the sea. This was the 4.2K event, a violent shift in global ocean atmosphere circulation that decimated the world's early agricultural hearts. The East African monsoon weakened, starving the Nile, while the Indian summer monsoon deflected to the east. The rivers that sustained the ancient world simply ran dry. What actually happens to a sophisticated society when the water stops? In Mesopotamia, the immediate reaction was a desperate attempt to out-engineer the drought through over-irrigation. This desperation resulted in severe soil salinization. Without proper drainage, salt built up in the soil, permanently poisoning the earth and destroying any remaining crop yields. In the Indus Valley, the physical evidence of this collapse is recorded directly in the skeletal remains found in the ruins of Harappa. Forensic analysis shatters the myth of a peaceful, egalitarian society. As resources vanished, Harappa saw a massive spike in interpersonal violence, evidenced by a significant increase in cranial trauma among the population. This was followed by a biological crisis. Infectious diseases like leprosy and tuberculosis proliferated, disproportionately ravaging the most marginalized and vulnerable communities within the city. Under the crushing stress of vanishing resources, the first great civilizations fractured violently. They prove that even the most advanced society is only as stable as its food supply. While the cities died, the people themselves found ways to survive. They utilized a strategy called habitat tracking, a forced migration where populations move across the landscape to follow receding water sources. Citizens abandoned their urban centers, either transitioning into more mobile, nomadic lifestyles or retreating into smaller, resilient farming communities better suited for a drier world. This mass migration is preserved in the topographical records of Syria and Mesopotamia. The map shows the widespread abandonment of dry farming cities, indicated in yellow. People clustered instead at the red dots, riparian refugiums and karst springs, where survival remained possible. Today, we rely on a global trade network and massive industrial infrastructure to protect us from the whims of nature. But we are currently facing our own versions of the triggers that caused the 4.2 Ka event: shifting monsoon patterns, rapidly melting glaciers, and rapidly depleting groundwater. The salted ruins of Akkad and Harappa are more than just historical curiosities. They are a 4,000-year-old warning that no civilization is immune to the fundamental shifts of the Earth's climate.